All this wall is pictures of my kids. Like, this is my oldest daughter.
Each Christmas, the hallway of Juanita Freddy's home in Highlands is lined with family snapshots. Although no one knew it at the time, they all grew up just a few miles from the dumping ground for dioxin and other toxic waste that would one day become the San Jacinto River Waste Pit's Superfund site.
My kids have a lot of health issues. I don't know. I guess if they clean it up, my grandkids would benefit from it. But at my age, I don't think they would do it in my lifetime.
Highlands, a community of less than 8,000, nestled on a bend of the San Jacinto River, might be an ideal place to raise a family, but it is plagued by environmental issues. The area has been identified as a cancer cluster in a state health study. But that's nothing locals didn't already know. Illness and environmental hazards go hand in hand here.
We're standing on the banks of the San Jacinto River, and over my shoulder you see the San Jacinto River dioxin pits. This is 22 acres of 2,378 dioxin, the most toxic chemical ever invented by human beings.
From the Superfund site cleanup that has now dragged on for years, to the recent investigation that found high levels of benzene releases from nearby terminals, to decisions by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to ignore community requests and allow dredging near the Superfund contamination. Then in December came a train derailment that dumped carloads of tiny plastic pellets called nurdles. Those pellets, which can threaten fish, turtles, birds, and other wildlife, sat for days before the railroad started removing them, and nurdles can still be found in the nearby soil. As with most environmental incidents in Highland, the official response was, well, silence.
And it's like all the other marginalized communities around Houston, outskirts of Houston. If there's not a lot of people here with a lot of money, it's like, well, okay, we'll put it in Highlands. We're kind of marginalized, shoved off, and not listened to, I would say.
We're just here. In other words, they never care one way or the other. That's the way I feel about it.
James Freddy keeps an old picture of neighborhood kids on Richards Street. Every one of them developed cancer.
I've been here in this community since 1943. And right here across the fence on Richard Street, that's where I was raised up. In that about 900 foot of space from Jones Road to the railroad tracks, we've had at least 20-some people die of cancer. And they're still dying now of cancer.
One reason that the long fight to force the cleanup of the San Jacinto Superfund site has been so frustrating is that the source of that pollution, paper mill waste, was dumped into the wetlands back in the 1960s. The EPA realized the dangers of dioxin from paper mills in the mid-1980s. But the companies responsible didn't notify anyone about the waste pits until the state discovered them quite by accident in 2005.
We have a lot of the relatives that used to swim in the river, fish there. We ate fish. Every weekend we'd go camp whenever I was off, we'd camp under the bridge and fish there, ski and swim. Never knew about the dump site out there. Never did know about it.
I don't want to see this community go by the wayside, and just die out because everybody's put their nastiest stuff in our community and, expect us to just, shut up and go away.